Well, good morning, everybody. This is hashtag Jim the Bus Driver. You can also reach me at Bipolar Dad. I have a website, www.jamesstordahl.com, and you can catch me online anywhere you want to because I'm all over the place. Hashtag Jim the Bus Driver. I've written 8 books. My most recent is Send My Mail to the End of the Trail. It's a variety of short stories and memories from an Iowa grandfather. And mental health continues to rage out of control. We've got problems. Do you know how many kids dropped out of school in your neighborhood? Do you know how many homeless we have in our town? Pick any town. I was a guest speaker at the local Central Iowa homeless shelter at Christmas time. And you'd think in the beautiful, well-fed state of Iowa, you wouldn't have any homeless. Well, just in the Des Moines area, which is Polk County, just in the Des Moines area, there's over 700 homeless. In the state of Iowa, more than 2,000 homeless. Nationwide, more than 730,000 homeless. We're going to have to start looking at putting them in little apartments and hotels and put them into the empty spaces that are now the shopping malls that were famous in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And you can't go to any town in the U.S. now without driving by a vacated or mostly empty shopping mall. I'm going to read a few pages out of my most current book, Send My Mail to the End of the Trail. I self-publish my books. I started on Amazon many years ago, maybe 10 years ago, because I had a lot to say. I was journaling a lot. Then I started writing, again, thanks to Amazon and their great writing platform called Create Space. And they've helped move me along and helped introduce me to a brand new society, all the different author fairs that are available in the area, in the 5-state area. I think every state has libraries that reach out and we'll have author fairs, and you'll be very interested to find the broad spectrum or the many genres that are represented at an author fair. Here in Johnston, Iowa, which is a suburb of Des Moines, a well-heeled, high-rent area of the town. We had about 40 people last year. Here in Ankeny, we had, again, about 35 people, authors that have been writing. A lot of us sell online, and we'll sell our books in the $10 range. You can go on Amazon, type up my name, James Stordahl, and you can find the 8 books that I've written, and they deal with mental health awareness. Again, because I am bipolar too. Today is a good day. Dopamine hit has come in, meaning I'm feeling really good. The weather has cleared. That helps. The chiropractor has straightened out my back. I go there twice a week. And mental health is a constant battle. For those of you that don't have it or don't recognize it, Don't fool yourself. There are a number of issues that pile up much more frequently now because this is such a screen-savvy world we live in. Let me start out on my opening page of Send My Mail to the End of the Trail. Our fragile society. Anxiety and depression are rising. The U.S. is ill-prepared, with some clinics already on the brink of collapse. Isolation and economic upheaval caused by the coronavirus pandemic that started in 2020 and is back again with another new number, another new name. Coronavirus has been with us for about 5-6 years now. It is resulting in a sharp spike in people seeking mental health help. Mental health help. Oh, that's funny. I should bleep that out, but I'm going to keep that in. Just as the initial coronavirus outbreak caught hospitals unprepared, the country's mental health system, vastly underfunded, fragmented, and difficult to access before the pandemic, are even less prepared to handle this ongoing surge of depression, substance abuse, post-traumatic stress disorder, and suicide. I've written in the number 988 because that's the new federal number that's been active for about 2 years now. 988, that is a suicide helpline, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Write down 988. It is as important as 911. 988, Suicide Prevention Hotline. Nearly half of Americans report the coronavirus crisis is harming their mental health. That's according to the Kaiser Family Foundation poll. A federal emergency hotline for people with emotional distress, 988, registered more than 1,000% increase when it opened up 2 years ago. So, you thought you would always have a job or always able to get one. Just punch in, do what is expected, and punch out. Maybe call in sick every few weeks. And let that 35% of the population do the heavy work of electing those that will write and pass the bills. Yes, 35%. Less than half of the U.S. eligible voters, 150 million voters, gave us the mess we have today. 75 million stayed home or were too busy to be bothered with the last election. I know that my years with the Postal Service has given me a very pessimistic view of the 20 million unemployed right now. I'm just one of the many that were beaten up by the management-heavy quasi-government agency, the U.S. Postal Service, the paragon of mediocrity. So many slackers, so many awkward folks getting promotions due to who you knew. Nepotism, cronyism, outright abuse, an accident waiting to happen. Encouraged and voted on by the Republican Party, who has been trying to privatize the Postal Service for more than 25 years. How's your Postal Service today? When is it coming? How late is your mail when the regular takes a day off? They used to run through the routes. In order to get it done, you got paid for a full 8 hours. Now, nobody runs through the route because when you are done and you go in, the boss gives you the magic words, "Here!" hands you another hour's worth of work in a strange part of town that you've never been in. Maybe that's in other agencies. I can only speak for the Postal Service. I can also talk about the U.S. Army. the U.S. Navy, the Iowa National Guard, Army National Guard, 3 ambulance companies in Minneapolis, 4 tour bus motor coach companies in Iowa. I've had 68 jobs, so I guess the fault is mine. Have I been too demanding? Have I been too soon to pull the plug? Or maybe I was a scout for what is going on now. Here's a quote from Winston Churchill. If you don't know who that is, look him up. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. I just finished a webinar for a local foundation here in Des Moines. I got selected off of my Gig Masters website. They were looking for people that had experience with job loss. Somebody that knows how to get back up and get going again. The original meeting was at a local hotel. The coronavirus shut that down. So a few weeks later, the coordinator called and asked if I would be available for a Zoom video conference. Well, by the time this book was published, the reference to Zooming became second nature, because it is and still is the go-to avenue of communication for all of us stay-at-home types and the work-from-home types. This virus that has overtaken us since 2020 has us at home. It is a depressing blanket over all of us. And depression is something that I have a lot of experience with. This is a new era for all of us. Maybe we will all gather again. I doubt it. I suspect a number of mini Civil War type revolutions that will have to be taken care of. Think about what I just said. Then there is the folks that were too busy working to pay attention to what was being done to them. Like before Ronald Reagan. Look him up. The very richest paid at least 74% of their income in taxes, and CEOs took home just 30 times what their workers did. America's middle class was created. Then Ronald Reagan cut taxes on the richest down to 28%. 74% down to 28%. He also gutted unions. And now CEOs make 300 times more than workers. The middle class is gone, and there are 10 million or more working poor. Should we be worried? You bet your bippy we should be worried, although that horse has already left the barn. Worry has been a burden for many years. Worry is a destructive habit in life and in business. Since the virus downturn, I've had the opportunity to reread a couple motivational books from the business legend Harvey Mackay. His bestsellers, Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive, and Beware the Naked Man Who Offers You His Shirt, have been named by the New York Times as two of the most inspirational business books of all time. And inspiration is something we can all use. Mr. Mackay tells us that there is an old saying, worrying won't stop the bad stuff from happening. It just stops you from enjoying the good. Worry is our most destructive habit. Worry does not do any good. Most of the things we worry about don't happen. Worry is wasting today's time to clutter up tomorrow's opportunities with yesterday's troubles. I try to keep my podcast to 15 minutes because, according to the National Speech Journal, we all start losing interest in what we initially start listening to within 10, 12, 15 minutes at the max. So I'm going to close it out and wish you adieu and let you know that Bipolar Dad is going to be a regular, and I hope you start tuning in. You have a good day now.